Okay, so this time I will be discussing on intelligence and individual differences. Okay, you might be asking why this topic would fall under cognitive development. Remember that intelligences, our abilities, our skills, those which we are good at, no? Um, And remember, even intelligence itself actually is one of the measures of individual differences. No? So, since um, in the concept of cognition, no, um, we 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 include intelligence as a relative concept. That's why it forms part of Unit 3. Okay? So it says here that cognitive abilities, no, that would include the ability to perform mental operations, to pay attention, to remember, and to communicate, no. After this topic, we will be discussing on linguistic development or language development, no. And actually, this forms part also of intelligences. Kasi kaya nga merong verbal intelligences. Okay? So all of these are considered as cognitive abilities. Okay? So um, uh, what are some of the things that we are supposed to cover here? Okay? We will be looking into the different theories, no? But we look into the definitions of intelligence, no, or intelligences. Okay, so as you could see here, we have that from Gardner. No, intelligence is the ability to create an effective product or offer a service that is valued in a culture. No, when we are able to, for example, come up with um, a particular product, a, a book, for example, no, that is a creative output which is a product of our intelligence, no. So when you are to develop a technology, no, halimbawa the one who um, made Facebook, no, so it's actually an app, no, an application, okay, which was uh, developed, no? So, by whom? Sino ba yung nag-develop ng Facebook, no? I'm not so acquainted as to who is the developer, no? But the thing there is, this is a product of their intelligences. Okay, so it's a set of skills that make it possible for a person to solve problems in life. No, even problem-solving abilities would form under intelligences. Intelligence actually is a very broad concept. So it depends upon what type of intelligences are we referring to, no? Verbal ba yan, non-verbal ba yan, mathematical ba yan, problem solving ba yan? So marami, depende sa kung sino ang intelligence theories na tinutukoy natin. Okay? So, the potential for finding or creating solutions to problems involves also intelligences. Okay? Okay? So, there are different theories who actually expounded on the concept of intelligences. But we look into Alfred Binet, no? So if there's one person whom we could attribute the study, the that interest of expounding on intelligence, that would be Alfred Binet, no? He was the first to develop he was actually the one credited as the first to develop the intelligence test, no? So with of course his colleagues Theodore Simon, Alfred Binet developed develop a scale, no, which he called Binet-Simon intelligence scale, no. So si Alfred Binet, guys, ang father of intelligence testing, no. So sa kanya nagmula ang unang interes ng pag-measure ng intelligence. At ang gamit niya ay ang intelligence test, no? Actually, merong formula nung pag-compute ng IQ, no? So you have IQ is equal to um, MA over CA. MA is mental age over chronological age, no? So ano ba yung notion ng IQ, ma'am, intelligence quotient, no? It is assumed that your chronological age is your mental age would be consistent to that of your chronological age. Ano ba yung mental age, ma'am? Okay? Ang mental age ay nako-compute kapag nag-test ka ng isang IQ test, no, halimbawa itong Binet-Simon Intelligence Scale, no? Ah, meron siyang kumbaga parang yun yung nade-derive na score mo based sa yung result ng IQ test at um, taking into consideration yung chronological age mo. Ano yung chronological age, ma'am? Yun yung edad mo base sa yung birthday. No? So for example, kung ikaw ay 41-year-old, para maging average ang iyong IQ, dapat ay 41 din ang iyong mental age. Ibig sabihin, yung mental age mo, kumbaga parang since 41-year-old ka, yung kayang iproseso ng isang 41-year-old din dapat ang maipakita pagdating sa mental age mo. Dahil kung ang mental age mo ay mas mababa kesa sa iyong chronological age, no? Ang tendency niyan ay baka meron kang intellectual disability, no? Anong ibig mo sabihin? Yung 41-year-old ka halimbawa, pero yung kayang iproseso ng utak mo ay pang 11-year-old pa lang. Ibig sabihin, merong developmental lag, merong intellectual disability. As compared kapag ikaw ay nasa ah, kung mataas ang iyong mental age, ano, no, ang tendency ay advance ka naman. So kung mas mataas ang mental age mo versus sa iyong chronological age, ibig sabihin mas advance ka, no? Merong kumbaga parang um, ano ba yung giftedness, mental giftedness, no, na tinatawag. Okay? So ang tandaan nyo, si Binet ay ang father of intelligence testing. Okay? Now we have Spearman, okay, as one also of those superposed on intelligences. And according to Spearman, ano ang kanyang theory? We have G uh, general intelligence. No? We have G factor actually and S factor. Parang ganun yung kay Spearman. Okay? So ano yung G factor? No? That's general intelligence. Andito ba yon? Tingnan natin. Okay? So, um, according to Spearman, we have the general intelligence or the G factor. Okay? So, what is this general intelligence? So, yung mga theories nila, guys, ang tandaan nyo lang ay yung kung ano ang pinopropose nila tungkol sa kung ano ang intelligence. Halimbawa, dito kay Spearman, no, naniniwala siya na nagmamatter ay yung general intelligence or yung G factor, no? So what is G factor, no? Sabi diyan, it refers to the existence of a broad mental capacity that influences performance on cognitive measures, no? So kumbaga parang dinidiscuss niya na meron tayong may nangingibabaw, may surfacing na intelligences na meron tayo. Okay? So, um, this actually um, can can have implications on how we do cognitive tasks, no? So I think there is an example that is given here. For example, a child. So Spearman noted that while a child or an adolescent certainly could and often did excel in certain areas, or the ones who did well in one area tended also to do well in other areas. No? So for example, a child or an adolescent who does well on a verbal test would probably also do well on other tests. No? So meron tayong general intelligences. Okay? Um, kumbaga parang kung te-take sana natin, ko-compare sana natin siya kay Howard Gardner, no? Eh, we can excel into different areas. No? Kaya ang multiple intelligences yung kay Howard Gardner. Kaya lang, merong nangingibabaw kasi kay Howard Gardner. No? So, uh, it says here, okay, so, yung nilink niya yung general intelligences on athleticism. So, general intelligence daw can be compared to athleticism. So, one might be a very skilled runner, but this does not necessarily mean that they will also be an excellent skater. No? However, this person is athletic and fit and would probably perform better on physical tasks compared to an individual with a coordinated and sedentary lifestyle. Okay? So, what are some of the factors, cognitive factors, no, that are taught to make up general intelligences, no? So we have visual spatial processing, no? Ano yung visual spatial processing? When we when we um, abilities, no, such as putting together puzzles and copying complex shapes, no, when we solve puzzles, no, like, di ba, na-experience nyo na ba yan? When you are given, uh, siguro halimbawa, pwede rin ba yung crossword puzzles? More on siguro yung mga ano ba yung hindi naman Lego yun. Ano yung binubuo nyo, no? Like those which are cut into pieces and then merong figure na nabuuin, that's visual spatial processing. Then we have quantitative reasoning, no? The capacity to solve problems that involve numbers. So parang mathematical ability, no? Knowledge, okay, of course. We have general knowledge kasi, no? General information. And then we have fluid reasoning, that ability to think flexibly and solve problems. Okay? And then we also have working memory, no? So, pagdating natin dun sa information processing theory, mas maiintindihan ninyo yung um, working memory, no? Now, as I mentioned earlier, yung kay Spearman, ang pinaka ini-emphasize niya is the general factor, no? So, kumbaga broad ang ating mental capacity, no? Um, marami tayong alam sa maraming bagay, para ganun. Or meron tayong kapasidad na matuto tungkol sa maraming bagay, no? So there is what we call broad mental capacity, no, that influences our performance on cognitive ability measures, no? So G factor ang tawag doon. Okay? Now meron din tayo nung tinatawag na S factor. S factor is yung specific factor, no? So ano ba yung S factor, no? Um that intelligence that is required for a specific task, no? So obvious naman, no? Meron din bang ganun, ma'am? Like are we also inclined to have an ability which is directed toward a certain or a specific a skill or ability? Of course, yes, no? So, meron tayong parang specialization, tama ba? So, kung tatanungin niyo ang sarili niyo, ano yung mga S factor or S specific intelligences na meron kayo? Okay? Meron kayong specific abilities, no? So, while it's true that you are capable, for example, of dancing, singing, sports, and even in some academic courses that you have, meron isa dito ang pinaka-specialization nyo or specific na ability nyo. Okay? So, alalahanin nyo kay Spearman, G factor and S factor, general abilities and specific abilities. And then we also have by Thurston. Okay? Ano naman yung kay Thurston? No? So it says here that his theory is on primary mental abilities. So according to him, intelligence is considered a mental trait, the capacity to make impulses focal at the early and finished stage of formation. So it is therefore the capacity for abstraction. No? Okay. So there are seven different primary mental abilities that Thurston have included in his theory. And what are these? We have associative memory, the ability to memorize and recall. Meron ba kayo nun? Yes, meron kayo niyan. Pag mga examinations, no, I'm sure you're able to input in your memory some concepts, no, theories, no, and you are able to recall whenever necessary. Numerical ability, ganun din yung binanggit natin kanina na mathematical reasoning, perceptual speed, the ability to see differences and similarities among objects, reasoning, spatial visualization, verbal comprehension, and word fluency. Okay? So you just have to understand no this um, primary mental abilities at some degree. No, we have these abilities. No, only that perhaps some maybe at higher degree compared to us, or siguro there are um two or three among these na capable tayong gawin, no? Nevertheless, according to Thurston, ay ito yung mga primary mental abilities natin. Okay? So, yes ma'am, yes po. Okay? And then we have Multiple Intelligences by Gardner. Okay? I think this is one of the tawag dyan, isa sa mga sikat o pinakasikat na theory kasi pagdating sa education, ito yung namamayagpag, no? I mean, because of his proposition that all of this, no, that he believes actually that we have multiple intelligences, no? Lahat tayo at some degree ay meron ng mga ito. Only that, meron siguro yung talagang pinaka-inclined tayo. Ano ba yung mga ito? Okay, so we have the following. We have, okay, tingnan muna natin yung pananaw ni Gardner sa intelligences, no? According to MI theory, each student's intelligences has strong ramifications in the classroom. So if only the intelligences can be identified, no, actually, it could be a big help on the part of the teacher because that's where it serves as a baseline, no, as to what activities or strategies, no, could he actually accommodate or adapt, no, so that the learners are being helped when it comes to facilitating learning. Okay? So, ayan. Kapag halimbawa ang intelligences ng bata ay verbal and linguistic, no? Pwedeng sila yung gamitin mo for some activities that would require these intelligences. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin yung intelligences. You have visual, verbal, mathematical, bodily, musical, interpersonal, naturalist, and existentialist. In fact, meron ng mga tool na nagme-measure ng kung ano yung MI na meron sa'yo, no? So, perhaps I could give you um, I'll send it to your respective GCs so that you could personally look into which of these are you most inclined. Okay? Then we have Sternberg's triarchic theory. Bakit siya triarchic? Kasi meron siyang tatlong in-emphasize na intelligences. You have analytical, you have creative, and you have practical intelligences. So ano ba yung analytical, no, for um, Sternberg? No? You have your ability to evaluate information and solve problems, no? Analysis, no? Is it not that when you analyze, you are actually you are actually evaluating, no? So, in so doing, you're able to also solve problems, okay? Now, what else? So, we also have creative intelligences, no? Your ability to come up with new ideas, no? At your um, level as students, no? You have your own ways actually of um, looking into situations, no? And your own creative way of dealing with situations, no? So, your ability to come up with new ideas which are novel, no? Sinasabi nilang novelty, no? This actually talks of your creative intelligences. Okay? And then we have practical intelligences, your ability to adapt to a changing environment, no? May mga classmates siguro kayo na or may mga kakilala kayo na bakit kaya ganon? Hindi naman siya nag-graduate na cum laude, no? Pero bakit kaya siya yung pinaka-successful sa aming magkakabatch? O siguro kasi ang mataas sa kanya ay practical intelligences, no? So, when you're able to actually solve problems as they occur, no? And yung know-how, you have this know-how of things, no? These are examples of practical intelligences. Okay? And I think the last, no, in this theories would be the IPT, no? Information Processing Theory. Ano ba yung sa Information Processing Theory? This actually enlightens the functioning of the brain to that of the functioning of the computer. Di ba? Ano bang nangyayari sa isang computer? Merong input, merong process, merong saving, encoding, processing, saving, and decoding of information. Okay? Ganon din po sa tao. Araw-araw meron kayong encoding, may processing, may saving, at may decoding of information. Kailan kayo nag-encode ng information at saan kayo, no, nag-encode? Usually, when you are faced with a learning opportunity, no, like for example, this scenario, you are listening to this video lecture. I am the stimulus here. Okay? Now, you decide on what memory is operational or is functioning. I'm sure at the moment, no, if you are really listening to this discussion, your sensory memory is at work and so is with your working memory. Okay? So, ito yung tinatawag nilang short-term memory. No? Kapag ikaw ay nakikinig sa isang balitaktakan, sa isang usapin, chismis man yan o discussion katulad nito, academic discussion katulad nito, no? your sensory memory, ibig sabihin, merong senses na involved, and your working memory or your short-term memory is at work, no? So it depends upon whether you are attentive, whether you are motivated, no, to further encode this to your long-term memory. So there are factors that actually affect, no, as to which um, type of memory or stage of memory would you encode information. No? So if you think the information is essential, important, no? Kailangan ko to, magagamit ko ito pagdating ng BLEP, no? So, syempre, ang tendency ay tatandaan mo siya. Pero remember, we are just but humans and our memories are not perfect, no? It actually falters, no? There are instances to which we forget, no? That's why we go back onto loss of learning. Ano ba yung sinasabi natin? Law of exercise, no? When we are exposed to the same stimulation repetitively, no, the tendency is it is encoded further to the long-term memory. Okay? So, may mga learnings tayo na hanggang ngayon, may mga learnings tayo noong elementary na hanggang ngayon ay nasa memory pa rin natin, no? Dinedecode or ginagamit lang kapag kailangan natin ay ginagamit natin, no? Meron din yung tinatawag na law of use and disuse, no? Kapag hindi masyadong nagagamit ang tendency ay nakakalimutan kahit na sa long-term memory mo siya in-encode. Okay? So, ayan. Um, may mga processes na kailangan ay gawin, mental rehearsal, attention, kanino mo ba kailangan kailangan i-focus ang iyong attention, no? When you retrieve, how do you retrieve? How do you decode, no? Kayo ba yung gumagamit ng mga mnemonics? Kayo ba yung ano ba yung mga pamamaraan o strategies ninyo, no? Katulad nitong ano bang merong ano to eh, actually this is an activity, no? Wait lang. Ano ba yung term mo dito? So this is an experiment, no? So we have the Stroop effect, no? So you may wish to do this, no? The Stroop effect actually is an experiment to test, no, your memory, no? So for example, in this particular as shown on screen, no, you read not the text but the color of the text, no? So for example, the word red is written in a blue uh, text, tama ba? So hindi yung word ang babasahin mo kundi yung kulay nung pagkasulat nung word, no? So with that medyo maguguluhan or medyo parang merong challenge sa part ng brain mo, no? So halimbawa, yung blue is color yellow, no? So sabi diyan um ayan, that's the Stroop effect, no? So it is discovered by J.R. Stroop. Um, when you name it would be easy to name it would be challenging to name the color. It would be easy to read the text, no? So anyway, we look into the following terms. So I think na-mention ko ito kanina, short-term memory or the working memory. So it encodes information and the information encoded would only last at about 15 to 20 minutes, no? However, when information is repeated, no, yung mental rehearsal na sinasabi natin kanina, it can be stored up to 20 minutes. You test yourself when you are to memorize a new cellphone number, kung halimbawa, no? Hindi ba mas nag-hold sa memory natin kapag paulit-ulit nating nire-rehearse yung number. Okay? At short-term memory lang ang at work actually dyan. Not unlike kapag sarili mong number, siguro number ng someone significant sa'yo, no? Hanggang ngayon, o siguro kung i-retrieve mo, madali lang dahil naka-engrave na siya sa, hindi lang sa puso, kundi sa long-term memory. Okay? Now, what are the implications of this, no, particularly sa information processing? No, kasi syempre this is very important in the learning process, no? So how do you gain the attention of students, no? Later on when you will be taught on how to do lesson plans, part actually of what you are supposed to think about would be on preliminaries, and that would include how you would gain the attention of students, no? So it depends upon siguro what activities or your own strategy on how to do it. Perhaps you can raise your voice or what, you can make signals, or it depends upon how creative you are on doing this. Okay? So, yung ano din, yung bridging your past lesson to the new lesson, no? So, how you activate prior learning. Actually, kasama yan sa part ng lesson plan, activating prior learning. Okay? And then you point out important information, you present the information, the new information. Okay? You do chunking of information. Okay, you provide opportunities for application, okay, for repetition, and what? Okay, opportunities also for overlearning of fundamental concepts. Okay, so I think that's where we end topic 2. Okay? So, I will be continuing on topic 3, factors affecting cognitive development. I think konti lang naman ito. So, basically, there are two major factors, your environment and heredity, no? Nurture and nature. Okay? Yung mga namana, syempre, intelligence, may mga researches na nagsasabi na intelligence is inherited, no? Even the lack thereof is inherited. In fact, you can search in the internet, you have the Kalikak family. Meron yung sa bawat generation ng Kalikak family ay merong representative na mentally retarded, no? So ito ay pagpapatunay lamang na ang kakayahan, katalinuhan ay pwede ding mamana, no? Um, So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga nandito. Okay, yan. Tulad ng nabanggit ko, nurture and nature. So, what are the evidences that nature or heredity influences cognitive development? So, there are studies, no, twin studies, no. It says here that intelligence resemblance between pairs of individuals living in the same home increases as a function of genetic similarity, no? So in terms of IQ levels, ah there are identical scores of twins, no? To IQ test, no? So bakit? Kasi malamang galing sila sa iisang genealogy, no? So kung ang parents ay likas natural na magaling din, ang tendency ay magaling din yung mga anak, no? Now, may mga studies din linking intelligence to mother's genes. I think you can surf the net, no, and look for substantiation on this or about these studies. Okay, we also have adoption studies. IQs are more highly correlated with the IQs of their biological parents. So kahit i-adapt ka, no? Since heredity ang influence ng heredity ay um, laid down by your biological parents, i-adapt ka man, malaki pa rin ang chance na yung kung ano yung namana mo sa biological parents mo ay yun yung lalabas in terms of how good or how not good are you. Okay? Then we also have what are some of the evidences that would say that the environment or nurture, no, affects cognitive development. So dito naman yung role ng environment. Okay? So while there can be can there be possibilities na kahit yung kambal ma'am or magkapatid, kung napalaki sila sa magkaibang environment, meron din bang chance na magkaiba din ang kanilang abilities or yung intelligences nila? Okay? So actually yun yung isa sa mga consideration, no? Na kahit merong resemblance sa kanilang genes, kung magkaiba sila ng environment, no, ang tendency ay ah magkaiba din ng abilities, ng interest, no? Um, as influenced by their environments, no? Or how they were reared, no? Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na the Flynn effect. Okay? So it says here that people have been getting smarter now throughout the 20th century. No, there are studies, no, to which there would be an increase in terms of IQs of countries, no? Um, um, and this phenomenon is called Flynn effect, no? Named after its discoverer James Flynn. No? Ano yung sinasabi dito, no? An increased discharge occurs cannot be due to evolution and must therefore. Okay, so it has to do with the environment. Yung pagbabago din sa environment, pagbabago sa mga priorities, mga infrastructures, no? Sa attitude or sa behavior din ng mga taong nasa paligid, no? Yung pananaw natin ng education, okay? So those are um, factors that are also influential to cognitive development. Okay? Then we also have language development. So ituloy ko na lang din. This is another topic on linguistic development. Okay, bakit nga pala kasama ang linguistic development or ang language development dito sa cognitive development, no? Remember that language also is a cognitive process. Is it not that um, there are brain structures that are involved when it comes to linguistics, no? So yung one who is capable of producing speech that's attributed to the Broca's area, your ability to comprehend speech that is attributable to the Wernicke's area. Okay? So we communicate, no? Well, animals and human beings have um, their different ways of communicating. Nevertheless, no, we actually convey messages, no, as much as possible, depending on the tools that um, we have acquired, no, along the developmental stages or process, no? So we have for example, for children, crying is their very first way of communicating. The very first way of communication of children is crying. Nung baby tayo, 'di ba? Yun yung unang ginawa sa atin pagkalabas natin sa tiyan ng nanay, no? Actually, the pedia stimulated us to cry, no? So thereafter, no, a baby would cry whenever he wants to say or to convey something to the mother. Okay, so what is language development? It says here, um, it refers to sounds, letters, and their combinations into larger units such as words, sentences, and so forth. No? So there are 5 components of language. No? And what are these? Phonology, morphology, semantics, syntax, and pragmatics. No? So phonology refers to the basic units of sounds or phonemes that are used in a language and the rules for combining these sounds. Most likely in your English subjects, no? Uh, ano ba yung mga English subjects na meron kayo, no? You might have encountered these terms, no? Phonology, okay? Yung speech, ano ba yung subject nyo? Ah, ayan, hindi ko na maalala yung mga English subjects ko. Okay? So when we for example produce a sound, no? Um this sound is of course ano ba yun? One that makes us understand something, no? Kahit nga yung pagsagawisiw, no? Yung when we catcall, for example, that conveys a message, no? So, each language uses only a subset of the sounds that humans are capable of generating. Okay. So what I simply mean herein is that when we produce sounds, no, um, and we combine these sounds, no, to actually come up with a meaningful message or that which we use in a language, no? So, when a language is foreign, yun ay dahil yung phonemes niya ay hindi parang hindi familiar sa atin, no? Kasla ti ayog na, no agsa tayo ti Ilocano kas pangaligan, adda ti ayog na nga sa Bali, no? Hindi natin maintindihan, hindi tayo accustomed dun sa language na to. Okay, therefore, as we grow, we have to decipher, we have to discriminate, no, the sounds that are produced in order for us to make sense of what we hear. No? And hence, we try to understand what is spoken to us. Okay? And then we have morphology. No? So, specify how words are formed from sounds, no? And meron tayong mga standard guidelines or rules, no? So, dito papasok yung tenses of the verb, no? When we use a sentence in the plural form, so things like this. And then we have semantics when we refer to the meanings expressed in words and sentences. Okay? So, we must recognize words and the morphemes, the meaning that it conveys. No? Then we have syntax or the rules that specify how words are to be combined to form meaningful phrases and sentences. Okay, and pragmatics, our knowledge of how language might be used to communicate effectively. Okay, there are how many theories of language development that were included here? We have actually three theories. We have the empiricist, we have the nativist, and the interactionist. Ano yung empiricist? Kay Skinner. No? So language is learned through imitation and reward. No? Kaya tingnan niyo si Tarzan. Si Tarzan ay likha man lang siguro si Tarzan based on our readings or those that we have watched is a fictional character, but I wanted you to look into how Tarzan communicates. So he communicates um by imitating the sound of animals, 'di ba? Kasi yun yung kanyang immediate environment. So he learned, no, how he communicates or the language that he makes use through imitation. Okay? So we imitate the sounds that we hear, and when we see adults around us understanding or where they were able to understand what we communicate unto them, when they nod, when they smile, that's where we learn language. Nativist approach is by Noam Chomsky. No, according to him, we are equipped with a language acquisition device. So kumbaga parang kasama sa pagiging tao natin yung language, no? At we have inborn linguistic processor that is activated, and that's why we are able to know not only language but even the rules, no, applicable to language, no? So meron tayong tinatawag na language acquisition device. No, ano 'yon? Parang part ng ating brain ay parang naka-automate yung brain natin for language kasi meron tayong language processors, no? Ano 'yon? Yung Broca's area and Wernicke's area. Broca's for speech production,